Greetings everyone, Jay Smith here. Welcome to the AskGolfNut channel and welcome to episode 5 of From Stats to Strokes, the series which I've designed to try and make learning, statistics, analytics, shots gained, percentages, what's the percentage shot, that kind of idea fun, because most of the time obviously there's lots of video series out there when it comes to equipment, coaching in general, but next to nothing when we talk about this. Why? Because it's boring, and so I'm trying to make this a little bit more fun by having a giveaway effectively. So lucky enough, I've been able to collaborate with Sub 70 and 11 Golf to see if the winner of the competition will win themselves a free custom fit set of irons of their choice from either Sub 70 or 11 Golf. That's the whole idea. So Harry's already on the chat. I've just been quickly chatting with Harry whilst we were waiting for the 7 o'clock banner to go off, and so I posted a question, and the question was this. Should we do the whole lot? No, we'll do part question first. We'll do this one here. So the question was this, for part one, it was a two-part question. What is the average number of shots between the worst and best rounds of all golfers measured in a calendar year? So that's all golfers, all handicaps, at everything. So the entire everything. So it's a bit of an open-ended one. Like obviously, let's be honest, when you're looking at a high handicap beginner, their variance is going to be massive. And when it comes to the scratch handicap, their variance is going to be less. However, there obviously, if you can imagine, there are far more greater triangle member of golfers. There are far more of those people that score higher than there are of the small ones at the top. So you have to answer the question with a little bit of thought as to the demographic of golfers and their scoring. So, excuse me, still got the cold, I think, which is like literally clinging on over the last sort of 6 weeks or so. Anyway, so the actual answer to this one, what I'll do is I will see if I can do answer 1 and answer 2. So there you go. What's the average number of shots between the worst and the best rounds of all golfers measured in a calendar year? I had lots and lots of answers, ranging from 9 to 24. So we have a fair range of about 15 shots difference, which is a large amount of difference. Now, the concerning thing is the 9 bit. But well, this is the answer, 17 shots. So part 1, the answer was 17 shots. That is the average number of shots between the best and the worst rounds of all golfers measured in a calendar year using ARCOS data. And so 17 is quite a lot when you look at of every golfer. The concerning bit was some people thinking that it's, say, something like 9 and even 10, 11, 12 shots. Golf is hard. Golf is very, very difficult. And if you're varying by 17 shots or better, that's actually not bad whatsoever. People don't give themselves enough credit. So when you get answers like 9, 10, 11 shots, when you're taking into account every single golfer on the planet that uses ARCOS of all differing ability levels, and we are talking most of the people that are playing golf are the ones which are at the bottom end, say the bottom end, but the chunky end of the triangle, which make up the most users, and so the higher handicappers, etc., because there's not many people up on the little peak at the top. So it was 9. It was 17. 9 was the lowest that I got. 24 was the highest as well. So what was the, let's go to the next one. Let's go get rid of that. And here we go. So this part 2 was the 20 handicap golfers. So 20 plus handicap golfers. What percentage of their rounds are 5 or more shots better than their average? 20 plus handicap golfers, what percentage of their rounds are 5 or more shots better than their average? So we've got the answer. I'll pop the answer up on the screen in a second. And I had some varied answers on this one as well, which goes to show that this one is now targeted, where before it was every golfer of the lot, so people would have to think a little bit as to, okay, what's the distribution of handicaps as to good and bad and stuff, and make their decisions on that. Now we have a target with 20 plus handicaps. We are talking about the chunky end of the triangle. The most golfers out there are definitely going to be on the chunky end of the triangle. So 20 plus handicapper golfers, what percentage of their rounds are 5 or more shots better than their average? Now, I did get some as low as 1%, and I also got some as high as 38%. Some people are thinking, and again, I'm not picking on anyone, that's why I haven't put any names on in there, it doesn't matter. The whole idea is that people understand, or people learn a little bit of what is the expectations of themselves when they play golf, to take a little bit of pressure off them, or at least when they are trying to get better at golf, understand what areas that they really need to improve on. So by learning what these statistics are and then applying to your game, you can then understand if you need to look at a certain area of your game for improvement or not. So the answer was in fact 14%, 1 in 7 rounds. So this is the thing, a 20 handicap plus golfer, we're including 28 handicappers, etc. in that as well. So 20 plus handicap golfers are fairly varied. They're massively varied because of the fact, obviously, they've got a massively high handicap. Guys that you've played in competitions that, shall we say, you felt was a little bit unfair. Let's say you're a lower-ish handicap and then someone in that's come along with a 28 handicap has shot 10 under. And you think, how am I going to do that at my handicap? I cannot physically compete. And there is variance. So you've got the capability of a higher handicapper will always be able to be varied in their shots. Now, 1 in 7 rounds, to be 5 or more, but at least 5 shots better than their average as a 20 whatever handicap. Now, that's... When you got answers up as 38%, people are thinking 20 plus handicap should shoot 5 or more shots better 38% of the time they play. Well, that is less than 1 in 3. And so thinking that a 20 plus handicapper should score 5 or more shots better than the average 1 in 3 times, if you are that 20% or that 20 handicap golfer, or 25 handicap golfer, 28 handicap golfer, doesn't matter, 20 handicap plus, having the expectation that you need to be shooting 5 or more shots better than your average 1 in 3 or less than 1 in 3, 1 in 2, 1 in 3 times, yeah, it's no wonder you're putting pressure on yourselves, which is a little bit unfair on you. So yeah, the answer is actually 14%, 1 in 7. So again, if you're doing anything like you shoot a really good score, if you're a 20 handicapper, let's say, or 25 handicap, let's just go 25 handicapper, and you shoot 97, which is basically 25 over a 72, and you pop in a 92, 1 in 7 goes, there you go, you're doing good. You're doing good. That's the whole idea of it. So that's an interesting one where people's expectations are. A lot of the time when you look at the distribution of answers, etc., their expectations of themselves are a little bit too harsh, and believing that they should do more than they actually do is a little bit difficult, shall we say. So that are the answers. Let's go back to click off that and get you back onto the normals so you can see the chat. Don't think there's anything else on there. No, again, this is what we'll do when it comes to just before we finish. We will stick the leaderboard on there because everyone loves a leaderboard. Now, over Christmas time, I did put it out on Christmas Eve, I think it was, because I had the intentions of actually doing something Christmas Eve. However, shall we say, logistics and caused issues anyway, so it didn't happen. But I did say in that post that anyone after Christmas Eve at whatever time, 2 o'clock or so, I will not be taking any other answers. And there were a few, shall we say, that really I should have not included because obviously they were after the deadline. However, it is Christmas, it is a season of goodwill, so I did include every single person's over Christmas period in that. But going forward, guys, from when you're not watching obviously live, you're watching this in replay, you need to make sure that you keep an eye on the postings on the community page, because I will be posting out there when the deadline excuse me, when the deadline is. Going to be YouTube drinks time soon, and so there has to be a cut-off point. So yeah, but I've included it because it's the season of goodwill. So let's go and have a little look at who's winning. Again, we are seeing Ice Tray 2468 at the top, although his lead I think, is now down to 2. And before, Ice Tray 2468 was one of the people that were a little bit late to the party, and so they were down on the list because obviously missing out on points. This is the whole thing when it comes to this game as such. You've got to make sure, this is a perfect example of playing golf. The way I'm doing it here is effectively a great idea of playing golf. You have to be in it to be able to score. So there's no point in blobbing holes, because if you blob in holes, you're not scoring. So keep yourself in, even with a chance of scoring a bogey for your handicap and scoring a point. Same thing as this. If you are not involved in doing it, then you are going to be hurtling down the leaderboard. And if you just continue to keep inputting into every single question and give an answer, you don't have to score top points to be going straight up the leaderboard quite quickly. And so you can see all the people that have probably, and a lot of them, only actually answered one question, or one or two. And so the big difference, the reason why Ice Tray, William, Nils, Titog, Peter Mayor, Mr. Cram, all these people are up the list is because of the fact their consistency in just delivering an answer. As you can see, we have done 5. No one's got 25 points. Ice Tray's doing very, very well. But yeah, the whole idea is that make sure you just continue to give answers. Harry says in a club comp, I'll just take that off there. And so you can see, and then, there we go. So Harry says, in a club comp, there is always a 20 plus handicapper who is playing better. Always is, and this is the whole idea. Club, those kind of things are a bit interesting, but I would say absolutely when you're looking at handicap golfers, they are varied. And the bigger handicap the bigger handicap you are, the larger your variance. That is natural and that's normal. So the whole idea, more so than this, is just to make sure that you have better expectations of your own scoring ability and what you should or should not do, so you don't put undue pressure on yourself and yeah, cause yourself to have I won't say mental issues, is the wrong thing, but as soon as you start putting pressure on yourself and then you make decisions based on the pressure that you're feeling or that you think you should or should not do, your decision making goes out the window. And again, that will just lead to more and more shots on your scorecard, which is the whole idea of doing this, so you don't do that. Right, so we're going to be doing the question 6, hole 6, and we are at a third of the way through already. This is fun. I actually quite enjoy doing this rather than doing actually on one video, because one video, again, is the good thing of this is it kind of gets a lot of information out there for people to try and learn as best they can do. And of course, the people that are getting involved, the person who wins this eventually, is going to go through all this information, and if they're learning every single time they go and do a certain episode and a question and answer, that's the whole idea. Everyone's a winner. Right, so thank you very much for that. That was a very quick one, but the whole idea of being this is live, I'm doing it live, so it saves me editing, etc. But from the point of you guys, I will try and get the question out possibly tomorrow, depending. At the moment, I am still editing the lovely 243, was that 241, and I got the 245 over there. And I've done the video today for the 8th of January embargo at 2 p.m. UK time, which is going to be the overview of the new Mizuno Pro range. I have noticed one thing on that one today, which I've done the whole video, all of it, and on editing I realized that, where is it, there it is. All right, you'll love this for a little bit of behind the scenes. This cable, which I have for my lavalier, you can see what that normally plugs in there, and I have that in my pocket, and of course I run this down my top and stuff, and belt loops, and yeah, so I can swing and move around. But obviously this is slightly better quality from a point of view of this big old thing when I'm swinging kind of gets in the way, and I don't want any ruffles or anything on the camera or the microphone as such for the camera to pick up. However, this is quite a bendy, it's quite a thick, and as you can see, it's got quite a decent curve to it. And if you don't get it right, what happens is today, and I found that out through editing, I put all the footage that I just captured from SD card onto my editing PC to edit, and I realized that I hadn't curved this curvy bit, yeah, down sideways around my front, so it bowed outwards. So the 241, 243, 245 overview video that's going to go out on Monday makes it look as though I'm the fattest person ever, because it's bowed right out and it makes me look like I'm pregnant. Yeah, there's a little, make sure, yeah, and again, I shouldn't redo this, it's probably my own fault. I curl it back up again to obviously coil it back up for like obviously to hold it, and it doesn't, yeah. That's bad. And so you'll find on this new one, the video that's going out on Monday, I constantly favouring my other side camera. I'm favouring the camera which I'm face on with, because it doesn't show the bulge in my... The funny thing is, if you look at my bulge, if I turn a bit more, you can see where my t-shirt then cuts in. But I thought it was quite funny. Originally, I'll be honest, I didn't think it was that. I looked at it and it wasn't until I realised, and I thought, man, you've ate too much over Christmas. You need to go on a diet. Wow. But yeah, I still do need to go on a diet. We all had a nice Christmas and New Year, etc. But yeah, anyway, that's a little bit by the by, a little bit of back, kind of behind the scenes stuff. But anyway, it's a bit of fun. So, hope you liked the video. If you did, thumbs up. Go on YouTube, likes it, so do I. Go on down there, it's good for the algorithm. Down there also is a subscribe button. It's free, it's great for the channel if you could subscribe, so thank you. And next to that is a bell icon, that's notification bell. If you click that one, that will notify you next time I upload another video, do any kind of posts or anything else like this. Remember, we've got all the Mizuno stuff to come, because we've got the 241, 243 and 245 videos, the comparisons, all the individual ones with the forgiveness data, etc. It's all going to be a fun time. So, hope you're well, and we'll see you all again soon. Let's press the stop streaming button. Bye.